I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I
The
mean,
other
it's
systems are
out
good.
on PC, and I'm gonna get a Steam Deck eventually anyway, so I could just play that version if I
Yeah,
want to play it portably.
I guess. Then get it on the Xbox then.
I think it's a cross buy on the PSN, so I'll just get that version on sale at some point.
Ah, gotcha.
But like, I don't know which version I should just roll with as a physical release.
It's a good question. So we got a little bit of news today. We've got what else we got here?
Well, Sword and Fairy Together Forever has a physical release, but it's only Asian one. I think the US PSN release is digital only.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to. Fuck, this happened last time, Eric. I'm gonna have to call you back because my Skype's all wiped.
Of course, Pac-Man World got a physical release
Yeah,
because it's Pac-Man.
right. Eric, let me call you right back, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let me get Skype back up and running because it just Skype all of a sudden decided not to have an interface for me to interact with, so that's awesome. Um, Waiting for Breakman to get here, but we're gonna have a great show. I'm gonna have a couple of reviews today, or actually a review and an impression. You guys are gonna want to stick around for that. Let me give Eric the Great a call here. That's the most annoying ringtone. Skype's ringtone is the most annoying of the bunch. What the? It just did it again.
What?
What the fuck? What's up, Wyland?
What are you trying to do?
It's like... Okay, hold on. Every time I hit the chat thing... Hold on. Oh, God, this is so dumb.
Yeah, I'm like, because I want to get this Gundam game, but like every SD Gundam game that's ever been released, especially Westward, has been of dubious quality.
Okay.
It sounds like they actually pulled through version, but like some people don't care about it. But I don't know. I mean, I probably shouldn't listen to those people.
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Holy fuck, man. Fucking Skype. Oh my goodness.
That reminds me of Super Robot Wars 3. I need
Playing Killer Instinct on the cab while I listen. Right on, dude. Killer Instinct's a really underrated game in my opinion. What's up, Freak 5? Nice.
Talking with the old Rareware version with the old school CG.
Yeah.
Character models.
Yeah.
Or are you playing the Xbox Killer Instinct in the cabinet?
I like all of them. I think Killer Instinct is underrated series. What the fuck is going on here, man? New chat. That's what I need. All right, here we go. Here we go. Whew. Okay.
There's a demo on Switch. I could at least check that out if I need performance. But I could always just watch the performance test online instead of having to download a demo.
And I had to really do some rigging on Skype, man. It's crazy.
The arcade 1-up cap. The overpriced arcade scam artist fuckers. You shouldn't give money unless you've got way too much of it. Which you probably do, Wayland, because of all the arcade shit you buy and all the animation shit you buy. All the plastic figurine doodads that...
Some of those 1-up arcade things are alright, but man, I mean, come on.
I like how the Terminator 2 one's extra higher because I guess it's got like a stool for kids or something.
A stool. Let's see. We've got quite a good show lined up today. I'm gonna have a review and an impression. You don't have HBO Max, do you, Eric?
Yeah.
Oh, you do.
I need to start watching stuff before it goes.
Yeah, I'm starting to watch this House of Dragon, man.
And I'm putting that on my stinkos because they're continuing to hemorrhage money. In 2 days, it quadrupled the losses that they were incurring on themselves.
I don't
And market
understand.
cap.
I don't get it. I'm not understanding that. I mean,
It's like the shareholders are pulling out because they're justifiably upset about it. Because they probably want their kids to watch that stuff. And they also invested in it in the first place, and now they're removing the content that they
are they
invested.
just taking all the DC stuff off, Eric?
No, some of the Cartoon Network stuff was removed, and they removed like Sesame Street episodes.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah,
Batman
and
was
it's
canceled, and
it
a
it
couple
actually.
of shows like the new Batman cartoon that was supposed to come out was canceled, and the new Scooby Doo movie that was supposed to be a follow up to Scoob also was canceled.
Jeez.
And the Department of Justice is actually investigating the CEO for stuff.
Wow. Uh-oh. Big trouble in Little China, aka
Probably
HBO
because
Max.
they think he might be doing some tax evasion, and they kind of are because that's part of the reason they jettisoned all that stuff because they wanted to not have to pay residuals and get a tax break.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Oh, I need a drink. Okay.
So it's really the only thing that bothers me about the Biden debt forgiveness is that it's not completely forgiving all of the debt,
Yeah, exactly.
and the fact that people are congratulating him for this breadcrumb measure. I mean, even though that the bill that he's doing this with has a lot of other good things in it, it's still kind of like just you could have done this earlier, but you waited till now because the midterms are coming up, and you're only doing this much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are all pissed off. They're
And you
like,
had to work it into other things to make it work.
Biden's 50% off sale. Exactly, Wyland. He's a zombie, man. He's worthless, man. I mean, I think.
Because I was reading tweets like some people that were 60K in debt. This only covers a sixth of it.
Look, I'm not gonna complain if that with that. I mean,
I
$10,000.
guess I'm lucky if you consider being unlucky lucky because I only ended up having to pay about $5,000 of my student payments, and I didn't get a loan out. I paid all of it. So I was fortunate enough that my parents helped me, and then I failed out of college, and then I ran out of money, so I couldn't continue going.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to start over and try another major, but I didn't have any money at that point.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, man. I mean, college should be free for everybody. Anybody that wants to
And
go
I
to
would have
college.
continued to work at a job that didn't pay that much, and eventually that place would have laid me off. No, man, I know actually I did get laid off, but I quit before then, or
I
I failed
mean,
before.
look. Some
But
people.
but then I would have had to search for another job. That probably wouldn't have been the job I have now, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter because the job I got is a job that it became a full-time job, so I wouldn't have had time to go to school anyway.
Yeah. Look, I don't look $10,000. Like if somebody walked up to anybody and gave him $10,000 to pay off a debt, that's good, right? So, but the point is like, I mean, they could have, like you said, done it a long time ago. And how about just giving people free college? And then I hate the people that say, "Well, I went to college and I paid all of my debt. Why should they get their debt paid for when I didn't get mine paid for?" You know what that says to me? You're a shitty human being that doesn't give a fuck about anybody else. That's what that says to me. You know, and
So when Jesus uh, sacrificed himself for all of our sins, which is stupid. But if you're a Christian, you believe that. Then wouldn't that be considered a handout?
I mean, it just the mentality is just so dumb, man. Like anybody that says that, like, is so like, I mean, congratulations. It's a good thing you paid off your debt. Great, that's cool, and you should be commended for that. But you shouldn't put somebody else down because they're getting a little bit of fucking relief.
Can
Jesus
Biden give me a
Christ.
check for the money I spent
I know.
my time at school?
I know, right? I mean, can I get a $10,000 check? That'd be awesome. I mean, no, yeah, look, I mean, I I'm not gonna complain about that because education makes people a little bit smarter, at least most of us. But and being a little bit smarter is always a good thing, right? So I never understood the argument against like letting people have a little bit of debt relief. I mean, it's so dumb. You can't even student loans. You can't even put in a bankruptcy. You know what I mean?
It's predatory because
It is predatory.
because they count on you not being able to pay quickly.
That's right. They don't want you to pay
Because
quickly.
then you'll have to pay interest.
The show is RPGrinders. We're waiting for our good friend Breakman to join. And he should be here very shortly. I gotta redo all this shit. Oh man, fucking! I don't know why RPG site on my computer is always like I pull up all the links, and then it'll fuck up all the links, man. It's just so stupid. I don't know why. Then I have to go and re-download all these links again, which causes me to, redo this. Let's see. Let's try to get Break on the line here. Boom.
Waylon said 50% off, but it's more like a Nintendo sale where it's 30% off. Always. Never ever higher than that.
Let's try to get Break. He's of course having, it looks like some issues here. So let's add Break to the convo here. Hopefully he'll pick up right away and everything will be peachy keen. Let's see.
That reminds. I wanted to add a. I don't know if I call it Sweeto because we don't know what the results are going to be yet, but lots of Columbus teachers and actually a lot of teachers in Ohio, mainly in Columbus, are striking because their schools still don't have things like AC. I remember going through my high school and not having AC, or elementary school for that matter.
I guess.
And the schools are just basically they need to be renovated in certain parts because like certain things are broken and they need fixing, or it's just the upkeep. Yeah. They don't have the money for them.
I'm trying to call Break right now, but he's having problems with Skype as usual. So we're back to regularly scheduled programming. Do we have you, Breakman? Breakman, are you there? I can see you picked up, but you probably can hear me, but we can't hear you. I'm guessing you're not on mute. Breakman. Oh, Breakman. We see you, Breakman. But we cannot hear you. I still hear Eric, but I cannot hear Breakman. Break. Are you there, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can type to him. This is typical of a day in the life of the RPGrinders. Oh, you know what? I didn't even tweet out. Oh, shit. Breakman, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Breakman? Breakman, can you hear us? I'm singing, and nobody wants that, Breakman. You need to save everybody from my singing. I'm not enabling notifications for Twitter. Are you crazy?
You'll get beeped all the time.
I know. For fuck's sake. Now they're saying that the FBI bugged Mar-a-Lago. Get the fuck out of here. So stupid. Oh, man. Some of the dumb, stupid shit that you see in the news. Okay. I don't see anything there. Breakman, can you hear us? I see you on the call, but I do not hear you. Do you even see the chat, Break? Oh, he probably can't even type in the chat. Let's see if he can see this chat. Hold on. I know everybody else can hear us, I think. I think everybody else can hear us. Going strong. 35 frames per second on a static screen. If you're just joining us, we're waiting for Break to join us. Let's see. Oh, he left. Darn it. Why did you leave, Breakman? Let me try to get a hold of him again. This is so typical.
I mean, at least he isn't having trouble connecting. It's just he's having trouble listening.
Yeah, I guess.
Responding.
Let's try to get him back on the horn. He might have to restart his computer. Nope, unavailable now. Dang it. He might be restarting. I don't know, guys. So we'll just hold off for him for a couple here. I'm sure everybody else can hear us. Can everybody else hear us? I hope. Hey, is Freak 5 still in chat? Freak, are you still in chat? If you're still in chat, Freak, did you see the latest Beavis and Butthead? I thought it was the best, man.
Have you? I posted this question on Twitter, but you never used Twitter, so you didn't read it probably. But would you eat a squid burger?
Yeah. Actually, I like squid quite a bit, Eric. When we went to Vegas last year, right? We had one night where we went to Caesar's Palace at the Bacchanal, like all you can eat buffet, right? And they had this. It didn't look like the most appealing thing in the world, but it was this little tiny squid or octopus or whatever it was, and it had a little yellow sauce on top, and I just decided just to try it. It was one of the most exquisite things I've ever eaten. It was
the one I'm thinking of. I can't remember exactly what was on it, but it was a black sesame seed bun, and it was the little burger made out of squid, and I think it also had squid ink drenched up top of it.
Ooh, that I don't know about, but
squid ink is edible though, and it's actually pretty tasty from what I've heard.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, I would try it probably, Eric. I don't know. Freak 5 says I'm driving it. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, that latest one was one for the ages, man.
I had squid jerky, so that's pretty good. So I could probably say a squid burger would probably taste pretty good too.
Yeah, I like squid. I mean, I do. Squid and octopus. And
the calamari on the menu at Olive Garden once or twice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, calamari's good. I like all of that. But like I said, that thing at the Bacchanal was fantastic. It's one of the most exquisite things I've ever eaten. Just real close to... lobster's the top of the chain for me. Like, I really like lobster.
Break was like, no, hell no.
What's that?
I don't know. Break must have a problem with squid or something.
Break doesn't like it?
He doesn't like the idea of a squid burger.
Oh.
Then again, I don't know if he's ever eaten squid.
Yeah, maybe he's never eaten squid. Let's try to. I'm gonna try to add break again. Let's see. Let's try to add break again. Let's see if we can get him in here. At least he's available. Before I was saying nope, unavailable. Never mind. Shit. Break. I'm trying. Of course, it wouldn't be Grinders without technical difficulties on the Skype side of things. Even I had a Skype problem. Did you like it, Wyland? Did you like that squid jerky? Actually, I've never had squid jerky, but I would try it. I like it, man. I mean, if you ever go to Vegas and are at the Bacchanal and you're into seafood,
the only problem with squid jerky is that it's small and you have to basically grab a few clumps at a time.
If you're ever in Vegas and you go to the Bacchanal, they have this little, like I said, it's a little dish with a little squid on it or a little octopus with this like yellow drizzled sauce on it. And it's fantastic. If you're into seafood, you would love it. It's exquisite. It's not rubbery in any way. It's actually really, really good. I don't know how to explain it. It's just it's good stuff. We have not started yet. We're waiting for break. Gonna try. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Break might be restarting his computer, so we'll give him a couple of minutes and then we'll get into it here. But I really liked it. So that we're going back. I mean, it's a little expensive, but we're going back. They have really good food there. That's why hey, what's up? Yeah, the usual Scotoma. Scotoma's in the house. What's up, Scotoma? Absolutely the usual, man. Skype and Break are bitter rivals, man, like enemies, so it is what it is. But we're here. We're just hopefully he's restarting or doing something, and then we'll start the show. We're just talking about squid. Scotoma, would you ever try squid jerky is the question. I actually I would try it. I mean, I don't know if
squid burgers we were talking about.
Yeah, squid burgers. Where did you see that? Who has squid burgers, Eric?
I'm pretty sure Burger King Japan did it a while back.
Oh, gotcha.
But apparently they do it in the U.S. too, or just in very select restaurants.
I have had squid before with ceviche. Yeah, that's really good too. Scotoma, I like it. It's really good. We were just talking like at the Bacchanal in Vegas at Caesar's Palace. They have these little squids and they come on like a little tiny plate and they have a little like yellow sauce drizzled on top, and it's one of the most exquisite things I've ever eaten. It's really, really good. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. We're going to have a good show for you all today, I promise, once it gets started. Quite a bit of news. We'll just probably go through headlines, get through all that. I've got a review of a movie and an impression of a series that I saw the first episode of. You guys are going to want to stick around for that. Stinkos are going to be fun as always. Sweetos are pretty interesting, I guess. Yeah. And then our free-for-all, we're going to be talking about PlayStation shovelware problem.
I wanna add in one more news story.
No!
Why not? I mean, we're still waiting for Rick anyway.
Oh, Eric, you're killing me, Smalls. Go ahead.
I'll put it in my part of my
all right. Okay. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. No, we should have a good show. We're just, like I said, waiting for Break to get on in. I'm just waiting for him to show that he's available, and then we will, we'll do the thing. I think he's restarting his computer. I think that's what's going on. What else? Oh yeah, we're gonna have a discussion on. I saw an interesting video on PlayStation shovel. The PlayStation store is inundated with a lot of shovelware. So we'll talk about that.
Also, it's a Switchy shop.
What's that?
The Switchy shop too.
Yeah, I think I have a solution for it, and PlayStation has started a solution for it. So I think it's not a hard problem to solve. I actually think it's pretty simple problem to solve. I didn't work today. Woke up at 3 a.m. with the throat like a desert on fire on the runs. And the runs. Oh, yeah. If you have the runs, you can't work, man. That's the one thing that employers will be like, ooh, okay, yeah, no. That sucks, man. Did you get the dreaded COVID? Although I don't think the runs are associated with COVID. It could be. I don't know. But that's not good, Scotoma. I hope you feel better, my man. When's the last time I was sick? Not too long ago. But to this point, I still haven't caught the dreaded COVID bug, which is good, I guess. I almost feel like getting it done and over with, though, because like they say everybody's gonna get it by the end of the year, so who cares? I should send my food pic.
Considering Frank's age, you'd probably just die.
How dare you, Eric? How dare you? All right, let me try to get break one more time. How dare you send me food pics, Freak5? That's not very cool.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. I ate like at 4, and I'm hungry again.
Yeah, what? Oh yeah, we're eating pork chops. That's what we're eating for dinner tonight. Let's try to get break on the line. Nope, unavailable. I think
if only Mega Man Battle Network was real, because then Break could set his net navi into the internet and fix his Skype issues.
I don't think it's COVID. It's from the weather change. I think because it got cold out. You know, sometimes that does happen. Like when there's huge weather change swings, like people are more susceptible to getting sick. It's definitely germ related, though. You picked up some germs from somewhere, Scotoma. Not a good thing, man. Maybe you ate something like the runs? I always think about food poisoning when someone says they get the runs, you know? I don't know. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and start the show, guys, and then we'll try to get through all this news, and then you ready, Eric? And we'll get break when he gets back to when he stops fighting with Skype. Chicken. Oh God, damn it, Freak5! How dare you? Look at that, Bernie. Look at this. Chicken tikka masala, tandoori chicken, and Kabuli naan.
I'm gonna smack Freak5.
I know,
right
doesn't that
balls.
right in his balls? Yeah.
I've never eaten tandoori chicken, but it sounds good.
Oh God, it's really good. It's Indian food, Eric. It's really good. Tandoori chicken is like, I think that's kind of the tomatoey based one. Tikka masala is like.
I thought it was a yogurt.
It could be.
The yogurt one is the
Tandoori?
sog.
Oh, sog is the
the
yogurt.
one is sog.
Yeah. Yeah. Tikka masala is excellent. I really like tikka masala, man. How dare you?
Now we have to go to that Indian restaurant one.
Oh, stop it. I don't even want to hear your mouth right now. Okay, here we go, Eric. Let's do this.
Talk foodie to me instead of talk dirty to me.
Right. Hang on 1 second here, man. Scotoma, if you take potato hamburger buns, butter them on the open side, put cheese on the ham, and ham between it. It's a grilled cheese with ham that tastes better than the breakfast sourdough.
I'm gonna smack everybody. Just shut the hell up.
Tandoori is the type of grill it's cooked in. I know. God. All this talk about food. How dare you? Let's just, let's continue on here. Dang it. All right. Hang on. And welcome, everybody, to episode 704 of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohort, Eric the Great. We're going to get Breakman here in just a second. Eric, how you doing, man?
A little bit better than I was earlier.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. You're on the show. That's cool. And by the way, everybody in chat is exiled for taunting us with.
I mean, I like to say I felt tired, but the show energizes me somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it always does, man. But everybody in chat's exiled. Eric,
We're all
just let
talking
it.
about something with the letter F in it.
Yes, and it's not very nice. I mean, Freak 5, it's not nice to talk about wonderful tandoori chicken and tikka masala and naan and all that stuff. And Wyland, how dare you with the tacos? And who else? Maybe not Scotoma. Scotoma's actually, you know what, Scotoma, you're in that category too, because you're talking about awesome ham and cheese and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. All right, we're gonna have a heck of a show. Breakman the Bold is having Skype issues right now, so we are trying to get a hold of him. Let me leave him a message. Oh boy, let's try one more time to get. Actually, can I just hang up on you, Eric, real quick, and then we'll try this again. But we're gonna have a great show for everybody here. Oh, this is awesome. Gotta love that Skype sound, y'all. Oh, do we have? Okay, we have Eric RPG for sure. We're trying to get a hold of Break. Right, we got you, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're trying to get a hold of Breakman. How dare all of you guys? Sushi left over. Golly, man. Freak 5, what is wrong with you? All right, let's just get into the news, Eric. Let's transition here and get into the news so we can get it done and over with by the time we get Break on the horn here. Hey, Break, do we have you? I see Break on the line. So. Ah, we got Break, man. Woohoo! All right, cool, dude. We're just starting the news, dude. Tried to wait for you, man.
Oh my god. My fucking browser is frozen right now. Like, it's ridiculous.
Okay, don't worry about it, man. Eric and myself will take care of the news. Don't sweat it, dude.
It's been an irritating day. This is just one more thing. Like, come on.
I know, man. Don't worry.
Can I just turn my computer on and have everything work?
I know. You've been having a tough time with it, Break. I don't know what's going on here, but look, we'll handle the news. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Eric, first story.
All right. RPG site. Turn-based battle RPG Absolute Tactics Daughters of Mercy launches on September 15th for Nintendo Switch and PC. Publisher Akupara Games and developer Curious Fate. Just a small little plug here, but it mentions enormous boss monsters, diverse cast of characters, Dark World Embroiled War, and Tactics RPG, and you play as the hero Huxley and his dog Max, and basically it doesn't say much more than that.
You know what the most noticeable thing about this Tactics RPG? I
didn't watch the trailer.
I did. You know what the most noticeable thing about this Tactics RPG is? The characters aren't real small. Like normally in a tactical RPG, everything on your screen is like small scale. It looks like this is a little bit bigger in scale, which is kind of refreshing. So oh my God, Idol can suck some rock.
And it seems at least most of the characters have decent armor on.
Yeah, right. Okay, well that's the story. Let's go on to the next one coming to us from.
So you're saying there's no women like with like arm
scantily
braces,
clad,
but their whole midriff completely bare.
Right.
Like, well, my arms are protected, but my stomach is wide open.
There's one character that's like that, but they're clearly the rogue character, so it makes sense.
I don't know. I mean, the only problem I have with it is that they don't do it for the males as well. Not that I care to look at that, but I mean, be fair and everything.
Like, instead of like a loincloth, you want like a metal loincloth.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's Conan, but only but.
I mean, having equal opportunity sexism is not the solution, but I'd rather have that than
Right.
be a double standard.
Right. I mean, and look, I don't mind the scantily clad women. I'm just saying, just
I don't think that if they're both standing like that, I don't think that's bad, you know.
I don't think it's a bad thing either. I mean, but
Sexist is not
I mean,
a bad thing, but when you're exploiting people, that's when you're.
yeah.
You know,
All right, let's go to the next story from RPGsite.net.
Jesus Christ, the web browser won't even load now. What
Dude, we got this. Break.
I know,
Relax.
but I wanted to get in the chat, and
I
it's
know.
just like, fuck me.
I know, man. Just breathe, man. Breathe.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Sorry.
Open world action RPG, action adventure RPG, Where Winds Meet is announced for the PC. So the trailer, I'm putting it on, which means nothing to the people in the archives, but it's just a CG trailer, so don't worry too much. Oh, there's a little bit of gameplay here. It actually looks really pretty. It's you know, it's got some cool little mechanics. It looks like I did not get a chance to watch this one. Oh, Scotoma says need the chainmail bra. That's all the protection they need. I mean, you know,
or it could be like Xenogears, where like Dunban gets the skill that makes him like super strong when he doesn't wear any armor.
Yeah, right. I mean, you know, a game should be clever like that and think of those things. You know what I'm saying? And then have a reason why nobody's wearing like really awesome armor. Like maybe they got like a magical shield, you know, around them all the time or something. You know.
I mean, personally, if I was out in like combat and stuff like that, I'd want less armor just because
Right.
of how heavy that shit
Right,
is.
right. It's
Personally,
easier
that's
to.
how I feel.
That's why, like, when you play D&D, like, thieves don't have, like, you know, huge armor sets because they have to be, you know, quick. Freak5 says, Break, did you see the delicious food picture I sent? How dare you, Freak5?
My phone's on the chargers, and
Yeah.
I'll have to see it later.
Yeah, exactly. It's on the charger. Freak5. No, this game looks really good. I mean, it's graphically impressive. You know, it's stylish, so I'm sure it's going to come to console at some point, but there you go. All right, Eric, next story, please.
Next story is about an open world action RPG, open world action adventure RPG, Where the Winds Meet.
I just read that story,
Sorry.
Eric. Yeah,
I was behind.
It's okay.
Wizardry.
Yes, Wizardry. There you go.
The Five Ordeals receives full English language support today. So if you wanted to play this in English, now you can. It's on Steam, so you can just buy it. You don't have to worry about looking for a fan translation and going to some store.
Yeah.
First launched in early access on December 17th, 2021. And only parts of the game's UI were in English, but now the whole thing is ready.
Yeah, this is definitely a proper Wizardry title. One of my favorite games of all time is Wizardry Tales of a Forsaken Land, which was on the PS2. But this is definitely on the main series. So I mean, those games are extremely difficult.
Also, there's an additional patch or DLC that's free that you can get to get high definition sprites.
Yeah, I mean, looks cool, but this
is like a game from 2006.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next story coming to us from RPGsite.net. The Last Oracru, I think that's how you say that, comes out October 13th for PS5, Xbox, and PC. So there you go. And it's from developer Gold Knights and publisher Prime Matter. Well, that's kind of cool. Nice names. Never heard of them. So the trailer looks actually really cool. I mean, you guys can see it on if you're in chat, which we're live every Friday 7 Eastern if you guys are listening and want to join the show live to see what we're looking at here. But I don't know, that's kind of cool. It's got like talking animals. You know, like,
so it's Animal Farm?
No, they're not like, I say animals, but they got like bodies of like humans and like heads of like I don't know. It's like a fantasy adventure game. I don't know. So there you go. It looks cool. I mean, there's not really much gameplay. I don't think. Let me fast forward the trailer here. But again, it's another really pretty game. So
which is weird because they have shown gameplay off before Gamescom happened. But Gamescom is basically like E3, where they're just going to show you a fucking trailer that's nothing but CG. Yeah. Sometimes gameplay, but usually not.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Eric, next story.
Next story is Pentiment. It's got a release date. And this is a mystery adventure point-and-click-ish style game. And the whole idea is you're like in the 16th century, and you're in the Holy Roman Empire, and you have to solve murder mysteries, basically.
Well, that's interesting. I don't have a trailer to show anybody, so but
it's coming to Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, you want to check it out, you can.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's a Microsoft only console release. Otherwise, you'll have to play it on PC.
Okay. Well, I'm totally down for it.
If you want to buy it, it's going to be $20.
Yeah. I have to see a little gameplay, but it sounds interesting on its premise. So, all right. Anything else on that, Eric?
Not really.
All right, let's move on to the next story from RPGsite.net. Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord releasing on October 25th. So if you're a Mount and Blade fan, there you go. It's for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Let's see. Seeing if there's anything more. There's a trailer. I mean, it's more Mount and Blade. So if you played Mount and Blade before, that's what you're gonna get into in the sequel. It's very pretty. It's it's more Mount and Blade. So there you go. All right, Eric. Next story.
Okay, Atlas Fallen is another game from Deck 13. And Focus Entertainment, because it used to be called Focus Home Interactive, now it's just Focus Entertainment. But it's coming to the Xbox Series and PlayStation 5 and PC. If you have got an older generation console, you're out of luck, because it won't play on those, or at least it probably won't even play well if it does. But with the PS5, you probably just can't outright play it on your PS4. It just won't play, probably. Anyways, again, this is one of those games that was announced, and it was a CG trailer. We have no idea what the gameplay is like.
No gameplay, so there's nothing to.
But it says action RPG, and it sounds like it's another open world dish deal.
Yeah. I think the line between CG and actual gameplay is kind of getting blurred. So. I don't, I mean, I just wish that they would always include gameplay just so you can see, because I don't think this is, I mean, I'm looking at the CG trailer now, and I don't think it's too far probably from the actual graphics of the game, so why not just throw in a little bit of gameplay? Oh, they did at the end there, and of course I'm right. It actually looks really good. I don't know why they just didn't put gameplay in there. That would have been a better trailer than what was there. They're talking about She-Hulk in chat. I don't mind She-Hulk so far. My first impressions are it's fairly good, fairly well written. I don't know.
I'm worried about it after seeing. I was excited for it, and then I saw the preview and was extremely worried.
It's not bad.
It's not the story, or it's how much Disney has cheaped down on their special effects budget.
You know what?
If it looks like the preview, I don't know if I.
But you can't fault the show for that. Just blame Disney for that.
It's
but
not.
She looks terrible.
It's not that bad.
In the preview, she looks absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Like lime green. I don't know what the hell. Like, she doesn't look like the Jade Lawyer giant. Whatever.
It doesn't. I mean? It's not that bad. Break. I was fairly surprised. It's not that bad. I know what you're saying, and it's a little bit better than that. Is all I can say. Like, but it's it's the story's not bad, man. It's pretty. I mean, it's fairly intriguing. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but I kind of want to see where it's going now. I'm kind of hooked after the second episode. After the first episode, I was like, oh, okay, and then after the second, I was like, all right, I'm okay with it. Let's see where it goes now. So
Okay.
it's worth watching. I say it's worth watching, but I have no idea if it's gonna stick the landing. But I mean, Bernie and I had fun with it. I don't know. All right, Eric. Next story.
Next story is what I thought was a remaster upgrade from the original Lords of Fallen, but apparently it's just a reboot of the series because it was originally supposed to be the sequel called Lords of Fallen 2. But no, they want you to forget about the first game, I guess. But
The first game was not great. I think I got that on
Yeah.
PS Plus. It's not great.
but it's in the development at CI Games' new development studio Hexworks, which I thought Deck 13 made the first game, but so it's got a different development studio. And they're working on Atlas Fallen, so that's probably why they're not working on this. But again, it was the CG trailers. We have no idea what it's going to play like. Maybe it's going to be more of a Souls-like this time, and they're actually going to get it right.
Yeah, the first one, like I said, I played for a little bit, and I was like, "Oof, this is not great."
I mean, sure, it's good, right, that they have a second chance at this because, I mean, even if it's not the original developer, because Tech 13 really improved that one other game they did, the Sci-Fi Souls, where you're using a power loader.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it. So, hopefully this one will be better. I mean, is it a reboot or is it two or what? What
It's
the
a,
fuck?
It's a reboot. I said so.
Yeah.
Just now.
I mean, what a quick thing to be a reboot. Of a game that just came out. That's so weird, but
It didn't just come out. It's been out for like nearly 8 years at this point.
8 years? That's how long Lords of the Fallen has been out? That's crazy. I thought that game came out like two maybe 3 years ago at most. Jeez. 8 years. Okay.
More like 7 years. But,
All right. Well, still 7
maybe
years.
6.5.
Jeez. That's a lot of years, man. All right. So there you go. I guess look forward to that. Hopefully it's got to be better than the first one. So, all right. Let's move on to the next story. Come to us live from RPGsite.net as I lose my voice. Disgaea 7 announced for January 26th release in Japan on PlayStation 4 and 5 and the Switch. So there you go. But there is some follow-up news to that, Eric. Let's hear the follow-up news.
The follow-up news.
Next story.
For Disgaea 7 is that the original Disgaea creator, Sohei Nikawa, resigning from Nippon HG Software.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess he's just done with games. It says he's leaving due to personal circumstances, but that's probably the real reason. He just doesn't want to do it anymore.
I mean, that's a personal circumstance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was best known for creating the series, and he was not only the producer of the original game that came out in 2003, but he also produced original Japanese scripts for the story and lyrics for all the game's theme songs. And they're all a lot of theme songs. But he was head of development for the series' latest sequel, Disgaea 6. So hopefully, some people had a lot of issues with 5, with it mainly being too long and overly serious. But 6 seems to have recaptured that a little, even though it kind of went overboard. So hopefully there's like a more even, level-headed nature to 7. And it looks like it's using a samurai style theme for the story.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy has always been more, even though the characters look cartoony, it's always had like adult themes, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Never been a big Disgaea person, but it's obviously really good if they have 7 sequels. So, yeah, Moon Knight's my favorite. Scotoma, you should check it out. It's actually really good. It's got some, subversive mental health messages, and I don't know. Overall, I think it's the best series. I do like Loki quite a bit, though, for sure. All right, let's go to the next story coming to us live from RPGsite.net. Cyberpunk turn-based RPG Jack Move comes to PC on September 8th with
it says Lords of the Fallen came out October 2014.
Okay, Eric. With the release on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, following after on September 20th. So, there you go. And I don't think there's a lot of gameplay in this. It's just another anime. Oh, wait, there is some gameplay. It looks kind of cool. It's like a... Jeez, I don't even know how you would classify this as like old school RPG. I don't know if it's turn based. I think it's is it turn based? Huh?
What?
Is this game turn based? Yeah, it is turn based.
It says it is.
Turn based. Yeah, it looks good. I like this. So you're.
I was right. It was like 8 years.
Yeah. Damn, I can't believe it's been that long since that game has come out.
Frank
Eric,
is so
that's crazy.
old he's lost track of time.
Well, that is true. I have lost track of time. I cannot deny that.
That's overrated anyway.
Yeah, time is overrated. All right, last story, Eric.
Just ask Einstein. He proved it.
I know.
Last one's of particularly interest to me. Wild Arms and Shadow Hearts core creative team have announced a double Kickstarter for their spiritual successors, Armed Fantasia and Penny Blood. The first game is Armed Fantasia, which is a spiritual successor to Wild Arms. Gee, with a name like that, I'm not surprised. It's like, what? It's like, I bet they tried to buy the game IP from Sony, but Sony wanted too much. They just had to do this. Because it's not like Sony's doing anything with it, because they killed all the Japanese studios.
Yeah.
Key staff from the Wild Arms series, including creator Akifumi Kaneko, character designer Tomomi Sasaki, which is who did work from Wild Arms 5 and Wild Arms XF, composer Michio Naroke, who's been with the series the entire time, except for 5 and XF, who did the music, was the person who did the music for that game was Noriyasu Omatsu.
Shadow Hearts is a game that they really should have followed up with. Shadow Hearts is pretty good.
Yeah, but the rights for that are also like up in the air. Nobody knows who owns them anymore.
Wow.
So they probably just had to do a new thing. But key staff from the Shadow Hearts series, including creator Matsuzo Machida, character designer Miyako Kato, and composer Yoshitaka Hirota. And they're all veterans from all 3 of the Shadow Hearts games. Technically 4 if you're counting Claudelka, but it doesn't mention that anywhere here. But and former Capcom composer Akari Kaida is from Breath of Fire 3 is also joined on the compose.
They're looking for 7. You think they're gonna get 750K, Eric?
Yeah.
You think so? Wow. Okay. Well,
let's see where they're at currently.
I mean, there's no. They haven't launched their Kickstarter yet, but there's 4,181 followers so far. So I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe they will get. I think that's a lofty goal though for Kickstarter.
That's not a whole lot of money for both of these games though, because it's probably just proof of interest so they can get somebody to actually fund them, just like most of these Kickstarters usually end up being.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. All right. Anything else on that, Eric?
No, but I'm gonna be keeping the link to the Kickstarter open.
Okay.
But that's really it for the news.
All right, that's we got through it. As painful as it was, we got through it all.
Yeah, definitely painful. I finally got in the chat too.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I saw you in there. That's cool.
damn it, son of a...
I don't
I'm sorry.
know.
What?
It's all
Great.
good.
Deep breaths.
The homie discounts are the same as last week. I'm not going to go over that. Breakman, I'm assuming we don't have anything for you this week.
Don't, but I did get an interesting picture from Freak. Apparently he's pregnant.
Ooh, this is news.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of one of those tests, and it was positive. I'm assuming he's pregnant. So.
Congratulations,
Yep.
Freak 5. Boy or girl, or do you know the sex yet? So, all right, let's move on
Of
to.
course, it's like one of those scenarios where
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, exactly, Eric. All right, Breakman, what you been playing?
Actually, I've been playing a bunch this week.
Ooh.
Let me see. Where should I start? Super Smash Warner Brothers. I've been playing some more of that. They kind of regularly change the characters you get to play, so I've got to play some more characters. It's still fun, beat 'em up, but it doesn't. It feels kind of shallow a lot, but so does Smash Brothers to me, because after a while, you are just doing the same thing over and over again, and there's no real story progression or anything like that. Which, even Street Fighter, it's the same thing over and over again, but there's story. Just saying.
Right.
I mean, they could do that if they wanted to, but it's
I wish newer Street Fighter games had story modes, kind of like Guilty Gear does.
I like how Mortal Kombat does their story, and I like that there's a pre-banter before every match. Like there's a back and forth. I kind of wish there'd be more of that during a fight. I'm sure I told Break that was my preview of this week's Stinko. Well, I mean, yeah, you being pregnant would definitely be a Stinko. I could see that. I can understand that. So anyway, what was I saying? I want a fighting game where they kind of react to each other while they're fighting. Like, oh, that was a cheap shot and shit like that, Or you think that? I'll teach you a lesson. Just talk shit back to each other. So more of that, and then I've been playing Wreckfest, trying to get past the point where I'm blocked, like that wall I can't get past. Been trying to spend my way past that wall, and so far not so much. So I'll probably just end up playing multiplayer.
Oh, Freak says that I'm pretty sure I told Break that was a preview of this week's Stinko. The picture that he sent you, Break. There you go.
Yeah, I know. Being pregnant would be a Stinko. I get it. I wouldn't like to be pregnant either.
Right.
Let me see. So I've also been playing more Pac-Man Museum, just same games over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mrs. Breakman's tired of hearing the Pac-Man music.
I'm sure she is too.
And then when I said I've been playing lots of games, it's because I've been playing the Genesis collection on there, so I've been playing a bunch of Genesis games.
Oh, that's cool.
Still playing through Shining Force. I love that type of game, the turn-based strategy. Let's see, Sonic 2, Golden Axe, one of them or two of them. Comic Zone's on there. I love that game.
Yo, speaking of Comic Zone, you see they're doing a live action movie of Comic Zone, Break?
Yeah, I did see that. That's interesting. When I saw Sega's gonna do 2 new movies, I was really surprised by the properties.
Yeah.
Because I bet my bets were like Golden Axe and Echo the Dolphin or something like that,
Yeah.
But they went channel number 5. Like that
Yep.
That was a shock. Like, really?
I know. What kind of movie could they make out of that? I
mean,
I could see.
Comic Zone, they've only had one ever. There's no sequels or anything, so I was really surprised.
Maybe this will pique interest in a Comic Zone sequel, man. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Because they could make an awesome, an even better version of Comic Zone.
I'm gonna be a heel here, and I think Comic Zone as a game just completely sucks.
No, it was just too hard.
It's really overly hard.
Yeah, it's just way too hard.
That was just one of its
better
problems. That's one of the problems. Everything else about it was uninspired, in my opinion. And the music was just annoying as fuck.
I think it was a totally awesome idea, Eric. I thought it was a pretty fun game.
The story and the interaction. I love how well the fights are.
Yeah.
Intricate.
Combat was pretty cool, but it was just a hard game.
Unforgiving. It needed passwords too, for God's sake.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why were there no passwords?
Yeah, exactly. What else you play?
Let me see what else is in that collection. I tried Beyond Oasis. I've never played that game before. It's really fun. Sort of like a Zelda clone, but not really.
What game was
It's
that?
more action oriented. Beyond Oasis.
Oh, okay. Huh, that's cool.
It seems really sophisticated for its time as I'm playing it. Just all the moves that are available and stuff like that. I'm kind of like, wow.
There's a Saturn sequel. It's called Legend.
Well, that's really good then. I love the Saturn. Yeah, I think that's about it. I could list off all the games I've played, but that's enough.
You're like, that's enough. Looks like Skodama's been playing 7 Days to Die with his 9-year-old son, and he loves it. And Freak has been playing Cult of the Lamb, which I've heard some pretty good things about. Sounds demonic. It is, but it's like a cutesy demonic, I guess, Skodama. I don't know.
So does 7 Days to Die. That doesn't sound like a good premise. Like, hey, you're gonna die. Like,
yeah, right. All right, Eric, you're up.
In most games, I'm gonna die, but I thought there was a chance of survival.
I know, right.
I didn't think they were gonna make more games like Life Force.
Right. All right, Eric, you're up.
Just more Xenoblade 3 and Dark Souls 2.
Cool. All right. I've been playing Salt and Sanctuary a little bit, but mostly I've been playing that Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's pretty fun. I'm about a third of the way through, and I didn't even choose the easy difficulty. I'll have you guys know I chose the normal difficulty, and it's challenging, but it's fun. It's it's got a good story, and I didn't think I would like it as much as I'm liking it. Guardians of the Galaxy is pretty damn solid, good game. So there you go. Wyland says he's been playing Killer Instinct, a bunch of Killer Instinct stuff, and Tetris Effect. So there you go. All right, so that's what I've been playing. Let's move on to.
Yeah, since he's pointing out Killer Instinct and Multiverses, they both kind of hurt my hands after a little bit. Like, I can't play them both long. I don't know why. Like, I don't get that kind of pain when I play like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. But like,
that's interesting.
Like a carpal tunnel type feeling with them.
Maybe the moveset is slightly different, and it causes you to, to have that carpal tunnel stuff.
I think it'd be okay if I had a joystick.
Playing a Souls game like that hurts my hands after a while too, but
yeah,
that's usually only after a hard day of work when my hands have already been wrecked.
Yeah. There's certain games like that where the move sets are just killer to your hands. You might need to get a joystick to play those fighting games. Break.
Yeah, I do love having a joystick. I don't break it out often, but I used to do it all the time. My Saturn with my joysticks. And play some X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Street Fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome games.
All right, let's move on to reviews.
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, Break, you are up with your first. Do you have any reviews? I didn't.
I guess I could review the Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol, okay.
On Max HBO.
Yeah.
It's a superhero show, but it's unlike any other superhero show I think I've ever seen, honestly. Because there's not much fighting at all in the show. There's not much superheroing. They don't want to fight. They don't want to go out in heroes and stuff like that. Because this is a different group of people. They are all mentally and emotionally damaged and physically damaged. They've all been through something traumatic in their lives, and they're all dealing with like depression and stuff like that. So I can definitely relate to it.
Is it live action or is it?
This is live action. Brendan Fraser's one of the stars.
Oh wow! I haven't heard his name in a long time.
Brendan Fraser, Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton. Wow.
Yeah.
007 in the mix.
I know. The story is basically that all these the four main characters and then Timothy Dalton's like their leader, but the four main characters all go through something traumatic in their life, and it scars them physically and emotionally, and also gives them eternal life.
Oh, Okay.
For instance, one guy's in a horrible car accident. He's a race car driver, and his body's completely mangled. The only thing left is his brain, so it's put into a robot, and he's now Robot Man. And he has to live as a robot. He can't feel anything, and that's one of his big problems. And one of the other characters has like 26 multiple personalities or something like that. Each personality has its own superpower. And like I said, they don't do much superheroing. So when she uses her superpowers, it's usually just to break stuff or punch somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And by somebody, it's usually Cliff, the robot man, who gets punched by her, because they're a broken group. Let me see. There's the Larry, who has a alien living inside of him, and his body is completely radioactive, so he can't he has to wear something specially made to cover his body. And let me see. There are two more people. Rita, she was a movie star who's now she can't. Well, she left public because her body started going out of control, and she turns into a giant blob. She's finally starting to learn how to control her body by the end of the third season. She's starting to stretch her arms like Mr. Fantastic type stuff.
Yeah.
She's starting to use her body more. And the last member is somebody everybody's familiar with, an actual superhero, Cyborg. And he of course has his own trauma. His was, he was almost killed and he was turned into a machine. And he's always had problems with his father. He thinks his father doesn't love him, which is far from the truth. His dad's just not really good at showing it, essentially. Yeah. So there's a lot of mistrust with him, but I just like that it's so how damaged they are, but at the same time the show is absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
In the first season, I can never remember how to pronounce his name. Alan, he played Wash in Serenity and Firefly.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his last name.
Yeah, he's done like a lot of comedy bits. He plays the villain in the first season, and he narrates some episodes, and he just fucks with their heads and shit. And so at one moment they're dealing with their horrible trauma, like the one guy, his family, he left behind, and he's, feels terrible about that because he feels like he basically abandoned his family. And they dig deep into the trauma of all these people. So it's like at some moments it's like, oh god, this is so sad, and then a moment later you're laughing your ass off at what's going on. It's a fantastic show. I love it. I give it a thumbs up.
All right, that's cool. Freak 5 says Doom Patrol is awesome, and I think they fight with themselves more than they fight against the villains.
Yes, yeah, like that. There isn't much like I said, superhero, because they don't want to go out and do that stuff, with the exception of Cyborg. Like they're damaged. They're broken people. They want to be left alone for the most part. They're dealing with depression.
Yeah,
I get
that's
that.
cool. That's good, man.
Totally
I mean,
get that.
It's something, and now for something completely different.
So I can relate to that show in many ways. It's just.
No, that's good, man. It's a good outlet for people to have those type of issues. I'm one of them, right? So that's.
Yeah, they don't really deal with that very much. It's usually fighting the bad guys and stuff. And don't get me wrong, Nazis show up and they'll beat them up and stuff. But as you said, they fight each other more than they fight the villains.
Yeah.
They're more like a dysfunctional family than anything.
All right. Any other reviews that you have for us, Break?
I'm trying to think. I thought I saw something else, but I didn't remember what it was. I guess it wasn't worth it.
Okay. Eric, I didn't see anything for review for you, unless you can think of something right now.
No.
All right. I've got...
I didn't get a chance.
Okay. I've got one review and one impression. The first thing I'm going to go over is my review of Orphan First Kill, spoiler free, of course.
Can we guess who your impression's going to be, though, first? I'm going to go with...
Stop it. Stop it, Breakman. Stop it, you son of a bitch. Orphan First Kill is my first one. Now, if anybody's seen the first Orphan movie, there's a twistedy doodah in that movie that is pretty good. It's a absurd premise. I for those who haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil Orphan. I think it's a It's not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it's definitely not the worst. It's a decent horror film with a pretty good twist. And I didn't think I was like, oh, they're doing a sequel to Orphan. How the hell is that gonna work? I mean, there's no uh, there's nothing really to go. There's no way to go from there. You can't. You're not. I mean, if it's gonna be a sequel, there's not a lot of ground to cover. You know what I mean? Is what I'm trying to say. But instead, it's a prequel, and it's a very good prequel. In fact, it's probably one of the best prequels I've ever seen. And
Really?
there's a really good twist in this one that outdoes the twist in the original Orphan. So it caught me totally by surprise, Breakman. I don't know if you've seen The Orphan. Did you see it? Orphan?
What is it? I'm not sure.
It's with this little girl that gets adopted out, and it's sort of like, it reminds me of that horrible Macaulay Culkin, what was it, Good Son, or that movie where he tried to play like a little...
Oh, yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, it was a terrible movie, but it's kind of got the same kind of premise.
Okay,
But
I've
this
heard
one's...
of it. I haven't seen it then. Yeah.
This one's pretty good. But this prequel that just came out is even better. And
That's
I
amazing. You rarely hear something like that.
I was shocked. I had no hopes for this movie, Break, but I went into it just with an open mind, and it was great. I think this is the best prequel I've ever seen. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. It's that fucking good. Julia Stiles is in it, which, when's the last time you saw Julia Stiles in anything? And she was really good in this.
Jesus Christ, like the 90s.
Yeah, but she's good in this one, man. I mean, I give it very high marks. I think it's for a prequel, it's a must watch. Like, I was
The last
shocked.
movie I can remember was, I think, called O. It
Yeah.
was a remake of
Othello. Yeah.
Yeah, Othello.
Yeah. But make sure you watch the original Orphan first, and then watch this movie. If you're gonna do that, and they're both on what is it, Paramount Plus, Bernie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you have Paramount Plus, watch Orphan, and then watch Orphan First Kill. And you'll the first movie, it's pretty good. I would probably give that a 7 out of 10. But the prequel that happened, obviously you watch it after, which is kind of weird, but it's really good. It's really, really, really good. It's the best. Like I said, it's the best prequel that I've ever seen. Usually when people do prequels, they just fuck it up. Speaking of prequels, all right, I had a chance to see the first episode of House of the Dragon, which is a prequel of sorts to Game of Thrones. And if anybody's watched Game of Thrones, it's a pretty fantastic series. I know they flubbed up the end, like the end of that series pretty much, but
The ending had nothing to do with the books.
No.
Those books aren't written yet.
Right. Those books are not
Still
written.
not done with them.
Right. Martin didn't have time to put out all the
If they
ending.
make a new series, will they retcon the ending of that series?
I wish they would. I mean, it would be cool
Why
because
not? I've seen shows do it.
If Martin never finishes the books.
I mean, the ending. I doubt he's gonna finish the books, Eric. But I mean, the ending
Whatever
was
he does manage to finish.
the ending to Game of Thrones was fairly disappointing. But overall, it's a great series, and the impression that I get from House of the Dragon, at first I was like, this is too grandiose, right? They're starting right off the bat with a dragon, and it just seemed out of place to me. But it really isn't out of place because the dragons were in full effect when before they all got destroyed. So it ended up being okay, and then by the middle of the first episode, the intrigue started, right? So it's setting up a lot within one episode, and if you take it all in and kind of understand like where it's headed, it's gonna be really, really good. And the last scene of the first episode where it's just, all it is a scene of the girl that's taken over as the first like kind of queen like ruler is phenomenal, and this season is going to be really, really, really good of House of the Dragon, and I cannot wait to see what goes on in it. It's gonna I can almost assure you it's a sure bet that House of the Dragon is going to impress a lot of people. So that was a lot for me to say because I had no hopes for House of the Dragon at all. I was like a money grab for HBO, right? But it seems like they're gonna do it right. The showrunners know exactly what they're doing, and it's gonna be pretty good. I'm really impressed. So, but there you go. That's my first impression of the first episode, and I'm looking forward to more. Let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
Breakman, your Stinko of the week.
Okay, I got a few of them.
Oh, here we go.
Let me see. Let me see here. I'll start with your favorite, the police.
Oh, okay.
In Arizona, police were caught on video, and this is important. I mean, you talk about it all the time. How the cops don't like to be videoed. The cops were caught on video. 3 of them were caught pinning a guy down, punching him, hitting him, and slamming his head into the concrete.
That's not a shock. Not a shock to me at all. I mean, it's par for the course.
They were getting caught. They were yelling at the person video, and I'm like trying to get them away from them. But yeah, there's no justification whatsoever to slam somebody's head in the concrete.
No, but they'll get away with it, and they always do, and that's why I picked up my camera and started recording them, because fuck them. You know, they need to be accountable, and
this has gone viral, so they might actually get in trouble. I think they've been suspended, but probably
with pay, always with pay. You know, that's how it goes. I've seen this story 100 times. Break even in real life, I've seen this story. Like the police abuse people. I've had it happen to me. I have a video that I was probably about a month ago, where I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was sitting there recording a traffic stop, and I got pushed around. And there's no reason. There was zero reason for the cop to put hands on me. But
yeah,
that's how it is, man. Like, it's just it's everyday life, But if there aren't people that are recording it, then they get away with it even worse, So, there it is. So, all right, continue on, Break.
Well, freaking chat says, I forgot a Stinko last week. I was driving home from work, and a car was coming towards me in my lane. Of course, it was an old person. Old people driving who shouldn't be driving.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. I think it's hard to say this, but can't we, we're the richest country in the world. Once somebody gets up to 70, 75, can't we just have
depending on health, I mean.
Depending on health, can't we have free car rides for them, free Ubers? We
do have a system, but it costs money, and everything in our system does. So the less money you have, the harder it is to get those free rides, like the buses and stuff. Take you to hospitals or store shopping and stuff. My mom does that. My parents used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I think public transportation should be free. They did an experiment this month here in Denver, where the buses were free. That should just be par for the course anywhere you go in the United States. We have the money. It's not a matter of money.
Here in Cincinnati, we have a streetcar downtown that they charge for.
Mm-hmm.
It's modeled after the one in oh shit, I forget where it's in Oklahoma, maybe. I think. I mean, it's in another state, and it's modeled after them. In the other state, it's really successful, and one of the reasons why is because it's free. If we're modeling after them, why are we charging? And ours is suffering. Ours is doing bad.
Right. Right.
It doesn't make any sense. You're modeling after somebody else. Wouldn't you just copy them if it's successful?
Right.
Anyway, that's just stupid
totally
shit.
Agree.
So back to the police. I have another story for you. I remember a couple weeks ago I talked about some plainclothes cops shooting a man who was guarding an illegal operation, but he wasn't he didn't have a weapon drawn or anything like that. And there's definitely video of it. Now the autopsies come out, and they shot him 7 times. Can you guess where they shot him, Frank?
In the head?
No, no. Guess no, but you're in the right track.
Like
So
then
they're police. Think of where they shoot him.
shit. They're pretty sadistic in the balls.
No,
I'm just kidding.
in the
man.
back.
In the
He's
back.
running
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So he was at no point of threat to them. He was just executed by plainclothes cops.
Yeah, and they'll get away with it. Freak Five says this week Stinkos. I wasn't feeling well last Friday. Saturday morning, Mrs. Freak had me take a home COVID test. That was the picture I sent as a preview of my Stinko, the positive COVID test. Ugh, Mrs. Freak wasn't feeling well on Sunday. She's back in the hospital with asthma, but her COVID test was negative. Ooh, that's good, Freak Five. I mean, it's not good that she's in the hospital. We're all hoping that she gets better. But at least she doesn't have COVID. Tuesday, his son wasn't feeling well. His COVID test was positive. Yesterday, my daughter came home from school sick. Her COVID test was positive. So holy
Fucking
hell.
sake.
Well, I look. Everybody by the end of the year is going to get it, according to the CDC. So it doesn't matter mask, no mask.
Yeah, CDC also told us to fuck ourselves, so who cares what they say?
Well, I mean, but see, that's what I'm saying, Eric. I mean, the mask thing.
Essentially, that's what the governments of the world did, was tell us to go fuck ourselves.
Exactly.
You deal with it. We could have done something about COVID, but nah, we don't want to.
Yeah, I know.
You know, essentially,
COVID is going to be the new flu. We're just
it is. Actually, it's worse than the flu. They've already shown the numbers of it, and it's averaging like 3 times the numbers of the flu. I think.
Yeah.
Or even higher, maybe.
Which is still in the grand scheme of things. I don't want to downplay COVID at all, because even the flu is a serious thing. Like
It's the third most deadly disease in this country right now. Behind the number 1 is heart disease, cancer is number 2, and then COVID.
Yeah, I am not downplaying COVID by any stretch, but the number is pretty minuscule compared to the amount of people that live in this country. We have 650 million, and it's relatively small, but it's still
350 million.
Is it? I thought it was 650.
No, it's like 350.
Are you sure about that?
Google it. I can't.
Okay, I'll Google
My computer
it.
hates me right now. So.
U.S. population. Let's see. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I thought oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm wrong, okay.
No, you're right.
Awesome.
You're right. 330 as of. I mean it's. It's like
we were over 350. We're down to 330 because of COVID.
Really? It's killed 20 million people?
No, I'm saying it killed over a million people that we know of in less than.
Wait a minute. How many people did you say? 350?
Yeah.
Okay, so no. This was taken in 2020 break. So we've had
okay.
that's what that means. So yeah. No, it hasn't been that many people that have died, I don't think.
Yeah,
But
I know, I was just kidding about
right.
that.
But
it's seriously,
look.
I think 105 or something like that, or around now with COVID deaths.
It's a very serious thing. Like you said, it's 3 times what flu is, but nobody looks at the flu and says, "Oh man, I really got to be worried at the flu," even though it is a big thing, right? Like people die from the flu every year, and this is just, proven that, we have another thing to worry about. We have the flu and we have COVID to worry about, and that's going to be every year. We're not going to get rid of it. It's going to be the new.
Exactly what we said when this started. That if they don't do this right, we're going to have cold flu and COVID season.
Yes.
And that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, and that's just how it is, and you can either choose to get a vaccine or not.
Yep.
It's not really
not
a vaccine, but you know what I mean, like a protective antidote, I guess. Like that's going to be, like the flu ones are only about 60% effective, depending.
They're based on whatever strains the scientist experts think are going to be the dominant strain.
Yes.
So there's a lot of guesstimation in that.
Yeah, like I said, it's about 60%. But I mean that's 60% that I would like. You know what I mean? So
I get vaxxed for everything, because when I get sick, I get really fucking sick.
I you know what prevents me from getting the flu vaccines every year? I don't have insurance, and the $40 to $50 it costs me sometimes is not cost effective for me. But if I could, I would get it every year. Just to have that chance of because getting the flu fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And the older I get, I mean, the harder it is on a person's body. So, it is what it is. It's going to be that way with COVID. We're going to have to deal with COVID from now until infinity, until they just come up with a cure, just like the flu, or a cold. I mean, if somebody could come up with
they haven't cured the cold yet, so I'm not optimistic that they'll cure this.
I'm not optimistic either, Break. But all right, continue on, my friend.
Okay. I had two more, and I'll just be quick with the one. Vet bills, just absolutely outrageous.
God, yes, they are. You should
and
think
the
about
other
getting
is,
pet insurance, Break.
I know, like it's too much money.
Yeah.
Everything's too much money. High interest rates on anything like that,
It makes you even not want to get a pet. You know what I mean, Break? Like, I thought about it. I want a dog really bad, but then I'm like, am I prepared to deal with, bills, like vet bills? Because it's like that, man. You think about those things.
Mrs. Brakeman's got one, and I might probably have to get one at this point because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Everything is just going up and up, and nothing has gone down in price.
It never does. It never does, Break. Like, it's just the way that it is. All right. What else you got, man?
The other one is the Bill Barr. The DOJ report was finally released under him, and it was pretty clear that he covered up. He lied to the American public about everything, and he did what he could to cover up for Trump.
Bill Barr's always been a piece of shit, man. Even going back to the Bush days, man. Like,
but I'm just saying I was right. Like,
you were.
People who said I was wrong.
No, you were.
We know he said told the people this isn't based on any past precedent or something. It's based on the information I was given, and we find out it was not based on any of the information I was given. It was based on the fact that Nixon wasn't that he wasn't impeached because he quit. That was his whole argument basically. This is unprecedented. We've never done it before, so we can't do it now.
Yeah, whatever.
Really? Because you didn't do it. I mean, your argument is you didn't do it to Nixon because but you didn't do it to him because he quit. And then he told the next guy, like, hey, you're going to kiss my ass, right? And give me a pardon, right? And of course he does. I mean, so whatever. There's no punishment for criminals in Washington.
No.
Left or right. It doesn't matter.
No, left or right. It doesn't matter. I've said that so many times, Break. That's why the two-party system is going to be the United States death knell. I truly believe it, man. Like there's because when it comes to stuff like even climate change and healthcare and stuff like that, like we're divided. You either have to be a Democrat or a Republican. You know what I'm saying? And then so you're already put into two camps, and neither camp wants to give even any concessions on either side. And the ones that do usually are the Democrats that are making concessions, and they're concessions that do nothing but help big business. So, which lines their pockets and the Republicans. So it's just a cycle of insanity.
They just signed?
Yes, that bill is terrible. I don't care what anybody says. The $10,000 is great.
There are good things in it, but then they counteract them with absolutely terrible things.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. It overall the bill sucks. There are some good things, like you said, Break, but like the $10,000 forgiveness loan, whatever, that's great because if somebody handed me $10,000, for education, that'd be really cool. But I mean, honestly, come on, man. I mean, the fat in that bill is so unbelievable. Like the money that they're giving to corporations in that bill is crazy. It's crazy.
No, I just really you guys are the ones who told us how bad it is to give them those tax breaks, and now we need to tax them and tax them and tax them. You're just flat out giving them money.
Yep.
Make up your fucking minds.
Yeah.
Oh, but these are different corporations. Oh, you mean these are the corporations that pay you guys? Got it. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, misunderstood.
Always. There's always got to be something for the corporations in there, Break. Always. What else you got, Break?
That's enough. Jesus, it's enough.
Yeah. I mean, that's quite a bit, sir. All right, Eric, your Stinko of the week. Did we lose Eric?
Uh-oh.
Eric, did we lose you?
There we go.
Oh,
I
there
had
we
him
go.
on.
All right. Your Stinko of the week.
My Stinko is it's not. I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation. It's not really a Stinko or a Sweeto, but I do want to talk about it. I do have one Stinko, but I was thinking of something else. But I guess I'll just talk about all of them at once. But the first one up is definitely a Stinko, but like Game Science, the company behind Black Myth Wukong, which is a Souls-like, but you playing as the Monkey King, basically. And a new play trailer was released, but it also resurfaced discussion about criticism from the developer themselves for having a sexist and misogynistic workspace, and among those were comments that the head developer director had made. And there's a translation of Weibo. I guess Weibo is like Weibo's social network app or something.
Mm-hmm.
But here's some of the things he said. Hello, dear followers. Since they're launching new teaser videos about the game, a friendly reminder that the game developer this is somebody commenting about this. The game developer said the game needed no female players. And okay, here's some of the stuff he actually said. I need to pull it up now because it's not just a picture. But it's loading still. Okay. Here's just the excerpt of what he said. Fuck flat-breasted gay men. Fuck tenderness and tragic love stories. Fuck all that softness. There's a one in parentheses for some reason. I guess he's citing something. But we do not need to be driven reversely by female players. We do not care about these lustful worms who come solely to womanize. Some things are made only for men. They are oppressed, they are angry, they're suffering. I truly like yaoi stuff of soft girls, then I'll change their product. Some of this doesn't translate well, but you'll get that basic idea. I'll wear stockings and suspenders to work every day. As soon as this strikes 4, I'll go downstairs and work out. Every day I'll make my chrysanthemum tea and I set a humidifier on my table. Now that's what I call professional. And it says here's what the number 1 in parentheses meant. The literal translation would be fuck peach blossoms and bright moon scars and the flutes. It's apparently a phrase that has kind of context to refer to, being anti-women.
I don't understand why you would ever say anything like that with the big game coming out. You've alienated half of your players. Half of all game players are women.
Yeah, and some
girls.
of the Chinese players who were looking forward to this game plan on doing a boycott when the game launches.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I mean,
yeah,
what?
I mean, if I do play it, it's definitely going to be used because I don't want to give them my money.
Yeah, I agree, 100%, man. Or I'll wait till way later when it goes on sale for $10, like I normally do, anyways.
Yeah,
it's like,
if you have to buy it digitally, then at least buy it as cheap as fucking possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like I've got plenty of other games to play. I don't, that's how you vote. You look. We talk.
And there was also criticism within the workplace because there's like no female workers there. Because gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. Well. I mean, I guess, man. I mean, if you want to alienate half of the people, it's like, that's why I don't get like any type of racism or homophobia, like from businesses or anything like that. It's like you're alienated people that could be spending money at your business. You know what I'm saying? It could only add more money to your coffers. So why it's the reason why people like McDonald's or Burger King or
it's
a lot of
like MAGA people. It's like they can't help but themselves.
No. But listen to what I'm saying.
If they're gonna be bigoted, racist, sexist shitheads,
no,
then they might keep their mouths shut.
That's what I'm saying. If you're like, you don't hear official statements from McDonald's like supporting like anti-gay legislation. Now they might do something shady behind the scenes or something, but even then that's a wasteful proposition because eventually somebody's going to find out. So these companies take big time pains to try to please everybody, right? Because
when
they
I was
want
in sales,
your money.
There was always something the older people told me, and I assume it's because they dealt with a lot of racist other salespeople. I I don't remember dealing with any racist salespeople. That they said there was always one thing that they always remembered. It was there's only one color that matters: green.
Yes. Yes. Always. That's a great. I mean, look. We live in a free market society, break, and the only way that we can have a voice is with our wallets. Now I know a lot.
The only other reason I could think that they say this and not expect negative consequences is because they're that delusionally confident in their ability to sell this game that they think that most people won't care and they'll buy it anyway.
Maybe that's the case, but I just think it's stupid because, okay, let's think about this, Eric. If that game came out and it did fairly well, right? But most of they did the demographics breakdown of who bought their game, and they suffered because not a lot of women bought the game. They could have had a great game on into a franchise. You see what I'm saying? And now they just kind of they're kind of biting themselves in the ass. Like they're kind of.
I wonder if the opposite will happen. A bunch of women buy his game and they put up positive review bombs, and he sees just how big the audience for the game is that actually enjoyed it despite what he said.
Maybe that's the case. I mean, but see, that would just embolden him to be the same way that he is. Like, it's like Stockholm syndrome, man. If I was a woman, there'd be no way I bought that game. Like I said, I'd buy it way later or used or, any other means. Like if it was getting positive reviews and I really wanted to play it.
China has a big used games market.
I don't know.
I wonder if the controversy might sell it, though.
It will. We're talking about it. Of course it's going to sell.
I mean, there's a big problem in Asian countries with misogyny.
Yeah. All right, Eric, what else
Just
you got?
watch a little bit of anime.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll get it.
Exactly. Eric, what else we got?
The Embracer Group has bought limited run games because they can't seem to help themselves in absorbing more companies, and yay monopolies.
I know.
Also, this comes out a couple days after they formally solidified the purchase of Square Enix's Western Studios.
Yeah. I hate monopolies, Eric, but it's an unfortunate reality. We're not supposed to have monopolies.
I guess one silver lining to this is maybe limited run games can be run better now, but
yeah,
I'm not entirely sold on that idea yet because the Embracer Group is just a conglomerate, and they might just let limited run games continue to operate as they have been. So,
yeah, well, probably.
We don't really have that. Really, not a lot of monopolies because most companies found a way around it. So that's to diversify what they sell. Instead of having like all of one thing, they have lots of little.
We definitely have monopolies. Break like here. There's only one.
I mean, cable news comes to mind right away.
Yeah,
but
cable.
I'm just saying we don't have.
Also,
I don't think everything's a monopoly when it's accused of being.
Also, I don't have it here, but Amazon bought EA, which that's not great.
Well, I mean, that's no big deal, Eric, because EA was a huge company anyway. So what difference does it make if a bigger company bought it?
Well, Bezos is getting even more money.
Yeah.
So
I wonder what this is going to mean for gaming, though.
EA, like the big things.
No, Amazon owning EA, which is the big company.
I agree, but it's going to be this part. I mean, the same. It's not going to change anything. I mean,
I mean, they've got Amazon Prime and stuff. What if they offer like, here's a discount if you buy this game?
Or they just give it to you as part of your Amazon Prime package.
I can't even delude myself into thinking maybe they'll get all the microtransaction bullshit that EA gets up to.
Oh, dude, that's
probably why they're buying EA.
Absolutely.
So they can get as much money out of it.
Absolutely, 100. You're going to get more microtransactions probably, but on the flip side,
Amazon starts selling NFTs. Yay!
I know.
Yeah, as much as we hate that, companies are really, really heavy into it.
On the flip side, we might get EA as part of our Prime package, maybe. I mean, I guess that would be okay. I don't know.
EA plays are already on Xbox Game Pass, but maybe they could do something for Sony.
Yeah,
maybe early releases since they're the distributor.
That's a possibility. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a huge change. It's not a game changer. It's just, it's like Blizzard when they bought Was Blizzard the original that bought the other one, or the other way around? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like that merger or
Yeah,
Amazon,
Activision Blizzard.
Activision bought Blizzard.
Blizzard, yeah, Activision bought Blizzard. That's what I was talking
And
about.
they also bought Clay and King, but the ABK is actually for King because they bought King first, I think.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Has Blizzard ever bought anybody?
No, it was the other way around. It was Activision buying Blizzard. That's what I was trying to say. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal for sure. But as far as like affecting us, like
And the other one's half a Stinko and potentially a Sweeto. It depends on how the situation changes. But this article's from NBCnews.com. And I can't read it because apparently I've got an ad blocker on.
Oh. Okay.
I gotta fix this.
I can read it for you.
Pause on this site here. Hopefully that'll do it. Fuck it. You can read it, Frank.
All right. This comes to us from NBCnews.com. Overheated kids can't learn. So Ohio teachers are striking to get air conditioning. So
Jesus Christ, really? Finally?
Yep. They're striking to get air conditioning. I mean, how
finally,
sick is that?
So the stinker part is, I can't believe this is still a problem.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I didn't have air conditioning in my elementary or high schools either.
Nope. No, I didn't either.
Yeah, and that's a problem. It's a huge.
They're in exchange they would let us wear shorts.
Yeah, no, this is a big time problem.
Only just so much.
The summers in Denver are fairly hot, but can you imagine someplace like Arizona where it gets 120? Can you imagine not having?
They might as well strike and demand that school lunches be free.
Yeah, right. That's too much to ask, man. How dare we feed children? I mean, you know.
The people in charge don't care. Like, they're gonna be sweating and while they're learning. No, they'll be okay.
Or like give them supplies instead of making us buy it all.
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, I know this is many moons ago, but when I was a kid, they provided us with pencils and paper and rulers and everything else we did. Now the parents have to buy every fucking thing, up to and including paper and pencils and
a lot of parents can't afford it, so the teachers end up doing it.
Yeah.
So a lot of these strikes are happening in Columbus specifically, but there are other schools and other places in Ohio that are doing strikes.
Yeah, God, It was miserable. Like in late August, if you have you come in, it's still 90 degrees out, so it'd be like 100 in the classroom, and they want you to pay attention where you're trying not to pass out. Like, oh my God, it's so hot.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous. When you're hot in a classroom, your brain's just not going to work right. You're not going to be able to absorb information.
No, I remember being in high school, and we had a teacher that would refuse to put on the air conditioning, and I could not concentrate in that class at all.
You had air conditioning, they just didn't
didn't put it on, and I was just like, whatever. I'm not
This is why I like my English class, because like the school was too small for a proper English class that they would teach for our grades.
Freak 5 is exiled.
So we had like an extension. Basically just a small little building they built outside of school that we went to for English class.
Freak 5 says, "Quit lying, nice. Frank. None of that stuff was invented yet when you were a kid."
I would have gone to school with you.
It was the only building that was part of the school grounds that had AC.
The people like I went to the class with and stuff, we would have found a way to get the teacher out of class, lock the door, and turn the air on.
Now, I know that once I graduated...
Yeah, one of us is getting in trouble, but so what?
And I know
that in the last 2 years past my graduation that my sisters went to school in, they got to spend at least a year or two in the new high school that they built, and that has AC.
Yeah. I had one teacher that was the opposite, that couldn't get enough of air conditioning, and even in like the fall and part of the winter would have the air, and it would be so cold. And her reasoning was the opposite, or just like what we're saying, the colder you are, the more you can think, and stuff like that. But
I think it's especially egregious if you live in the capital. You still don't have modern school buildings.
Yeah, I agree. I think
stupid rules in your school too, like you can't have your coat in class, or you can't take your book bag to class with you. You gotta take just the books. Like,
that's so stupid.
Why? What is the point of all this shit?
Yeah,
I went to college and none of those rules happened, and it was fine.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's so dumb.
Right, Frank, you had the same experience, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
When I went to high school, we were allowed to take book bags to keep a lot of crap in it.
High school, not us. Well, I'm with
us
Break
either.
on this. There was no. It was one of, and I have no idea to this day why that was a rule.
No,
But,
either. It makes you go back to your locker to change your books all the time.
Yep.
Like, God damn, like I gotta go to this book and this book. Like, there's no time to talk to your friends. So you gotta run across the building to get to your fucking locker.
exactly, man. Exactly. All right. Anything else on that, Eric?
No.
All right. Let's move on to
Dude, what does my
Sweetos.
tattoo say?
Sweet of the week.
All right, Break, your Sweeto of the week.
So, you talked a little bit about the student loans being cut, which
Yes.
is good. But
Yes.
there are certain people that have absolutely lost their mind, especially among the Republicans, and there are several of them who were given PPP loans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happened to those loans, Frank?
They were forgiven.
Yes, they're
Yeah.
forgiven by the government. Well, the White House Twitter has decided to point that out to every single one of those people that's gone on and complained. I've never seen the White House Twitter troll someone before.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny to me. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then he's like Marjorie whatever her name is or something. Like now they're just like, who are these? Who is this Biden guy that's talking back suddenly?
Well,
Like the
I'm not
guy
a.
who ran.
I'm definitely not a Biden fan at
Right.
all whatsoever. I think he was an original racist, and I still think to this day that he has a lot of that same mentality of how he was when he was in Congress and
Oh, yeah,
everything.
Yeah. Look at that. What was that one girl? Like he touched her hair or something.
Oh
recently?
God, man, he's such a
Like-
creepster. Stop it, Bernie. Get out of Bernie's biting me, guys. Stop biting me. Like, stop it. You guys hear her sniff my hair? It's so gross. You're gross,
You're
Bernie.
the ones that brought it up.
You're gross.
Yeah, we brought it up. We didn't say do it.
I know.
I mean,
I know. We didn't say
we
do
didn't
it.
encourage it.
How dare you? How dare you
Frank,
bite
use
me?
extra fragrant shampoo or something.
Like, it's like one of those commercials. He's got the good shampoo.
You guys are
Like I'm
dumb.
usually the first one to encourage people to do bad stuff, but I didn't even say anything.
Right, exactly. No, look, that's all well and good. Just like we talked about this bill, there's some good things in it. Like giving,
Yeah.
look, why are people so upset that people are even if all of their student debt was done? I was making this point earlier with Eric. I don't know if we were on air or not. I can't remember, but I was saying, like, why are people so upset? Like the one big thing that I get is, well, I had student debt and I paid it all off myself. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, good for you. That's great that you could actually
I
do
know,
that. But
I
there's
used that to troll you with
there's-
that one time.
there's yeah, there's
That was
lots
a dumb
of
mistake. I didn't.
right. There's
I
lots
haven't
of
really tried trolling you since then. Because,
there's lots of people that could enjoy that break, man. Like it's no, it's not a problem. Like why are we so upset that other people are getting stuff that we? It's like
the big argument I hear personally is taxes,
oh God, here's
which is dumb because our taxes are done and spent. Like all of the money coming in now is from our government borrowing money from other countries.
Yes.
Mainly China.
yeah, Yeah.
Mostly really rich, cheap people in China own America's debt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like to me it's like such a dumb argument. It's like seeing somebody get like a hoverboard for Christmas and you're all pissed off because you had to pay for yours.
When I was a kid.
Or I had to pay for mine and you got yours from your parents. Oh God,
How come none of these idiot conservatives have complained about Santa Claus giving kids presents?
It's so ridiculous to not care
Please,
about another.
Ronnie.
You know what that says to me? If you're complaining
Free
about
candy.
if you're complaining about somebody else getting free stuff, then you have a problem being a human being. Stop being an asshole. You know what I mean? Like just
been utterly consumed by capitalism's taint.
people cannot be happy when other people get a little bit of happiness in their life. It's so stupid. I don't like. It's like, everybody has that feeling when somebody wins the lotto. Oh, I wished it was me, right? But we're not all everybody sitting here saying those people are assholes, And if you say something like that, you're really stupid. Like, just
I can give you an example of people not having empathy, and maybe some people won't when I say this now, but Kim Kardashian was recently robbed, and
yes.
people on the internet were laughing and
No.
enjoying it.
No.
Like she got what she deserved
Nope.
and stuff like that.
Absolutely not. You're 100% right, Break. Like, even a billionaire, we can have empathy for. I mean, it's just dumb.
It was ridiculous. There's no reason to criticize somebody for being a victim of anything.
Absolutely. Now, we could bitch about how she got her money and all that stuff, and she's got too much of it because nobody should be a billionaire, and all this stuff. We could talk about that, right? Those are healthy conversations.
The only time I'd be celebrating her robbery is if she stole that money in the first place. They got it back from her.
You could make the argument, Eric. I mean, but no. Look, I agree with you 100%, Break. Like, we need to have more empathy as people. When somebody, it's like going to a casino, right? And you're losing money. Let's say you've lost $400 or $500, and you get up off the machine. And someone sits down at the machine that you were at, and they put in $1, and they win like $700. And you're pissed off at them. Why would you be pissed at that person? They're trying the same exact thing that you tried. They're trying to win money just like you are. You know what I mean? Like, it's so dumb. It's like, I can't stand it.
And it's not like they stole anything from you.
No. So stupid. Freak 5 Sweetos. Let me get to his real quick, and then I'll go back to you, Break.
Well, his isn't done yet. You might have to wait a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's a soliloquy, so I'll get through that.
Give it a moment because he's not done. He's still
okay. First one is delicious Indian food that he ate. Fuck you, Freak 5. Since I was in quarantine, I bought Cult of the Lamb. That's cool. Kind of nice being quarantined, having an excuse to just stay in my bedroom all day and not have to do anything. Another sweeto. I gave some asshole on Facebook a cool burn.
I think I need to be quarantined.
I know, right? He was bitching about books intended for kindergartners that had gay sex and strap-on use in them. So I asked him what books intended for kindergartens have these things in them. He responded with a link saying these books were available to 12-year-olds. Ooh, I can't wait to see this.
Wow, that's interesting.
I've never heard of I've never heard of that.
There's kindergartners reading books about strap-on sex.
It's like somebody was telling me earlier. I can't remember who it was telling me that in their neck of the woods, kids were being okayed to get trans like hormone pills in school without permission from the parents. I'm like, what kind of world do you live in that you believe that nonsense? That's just ridiculous. That's not happening. It's just stupid.
Well, I can understand doing it behind the parents' back. The parents are transphobic assholes, and you needed to get that stuff done.
But it's not true, Eric. It simply isn't true. You can't go. No school have I ever heard of in the history of the world is allowing that to happen.
Yeah, like I said, if that happened, it would be because an individual did it rather than the school approving it.
Yeah,
it's the same argument they use to keep trans out of using the bathrooms. Well, they're in there to look at
molest.
Kids.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
Girls and stuff. Well, has it happened?
No,
but
look.
It would.
Here's my argument.
Oh, he's done now.
So yeah, I'll get to that in just a second. It's funny, the trans bathroom thing is so fascinating to me because I'm like, you're thinking that these people are just doing it. They're changing their entire lifestyle just so they can go into a bathroom and look for kids. Like, it's the stupidest thing in the fucking world to think like that. You go into the bathroom to do what? Go to the bathroom. So stupid. And besides,
you might go in to wash your hands or something like that.
Yeah, maybe wash your hands or look at a mirror.
Like they didn't come to transgenders to do this because there's this thing called gender dysphoria.
Yeah, so stupid. It's just
and transitioning is a part of that treatment.
If you're that afraid of people, right, especially trans people, just stay home, draw the curtains.
I'm not saying every trans person suffers it. I mean, they probably do, but
I'm just saying, Eric, hold on. If you're that afraid of people, in general, go home, lock the door, make sure buy some more locks, right? So that way there's more locks. Maybe get a security system, draw your blinds, and stay in your room all day long, like Freak 5 had to do when he quarantined himself.
Be a permanent shut-in.
Yeah,
Get like
I mean,
20 cameras all around the house.
Right.
Sit there and monitor all day
yeah,
long.
exactly.
Who's
Just
that guy walking on the
get a
sidewalk?
panic room. Get a panic room. That way, in case a trans person knocks at your door, you can go inside your panic room. Okay, you know, and you can watch him from your Ring door cam. All right. All right, Freak 5 to finish it.
Yell at him for the door. Who are you? What are you doing at my door?
I know. Freak 5 says, I told him.
If life is too oppressive for you at that point, you could always kill yourself because apparently living is too painful.
Well,
Dude.
I'm not going to tell that to
No,
anybody.
I'm not telling anybody to kill themselves. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
If
you're that.
far, then why not?
I see your point, Eric, but be very careful because there are people that can be pushed over the edge, man.
You know, there are some of us who've tried recently and
Yeah.
been hospitalized for it. So
Yeah, exactly. Like Breakman.
We don't
Breakman-
like anybody suggesting anybody should
Breakman,
do
just
that.
rewind this tape and pretend you never heard that, okay?
I guess. Like, I don't like the idea of anybody like.
I agree, Breakman. Let's move on here. Freak 5 to finish his story says, I told him my dad's porn was available to me when no one else was home when I was 12. That doesn't mean it was intended for a 12-year-old. I pointed out that he didn't answer my question. I said intended for, not available to. And I said, you misunderstood. You're misunderstanding my words. Maybe you were a 12-year-old kindergartner, but I don't know of any other 12-year-old who was still in kindergarten. It's just, it's like the book bans that they're doing. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you have, but I did think it was funny on a sweeto note.
I just want to reiterate, the only point of my argument is to show how absurd these people
Yeah,
are.
it's absurd. That's your argument. I know you didn't intend it for like
That's the
that.
logical conclusion you'd have to go if you went to the extremes.
Right. That's your. Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
Break,
Break. Did you?
About streams. Did you hear about this church in Texas that's burning other versions of the Bible?
I did see that, but I also saw that Texas got a little taste of their own medicine when it said, because they said that you have to have in God your trust at every school. They sent it in Arabic to every school, and they were pissed about that.
Wow.
It says the same thing. It's
Yeah,
just
because you have to. I mean, it has to have like everybody has to be able to read it, right? Whether you're Mexican or Arabic or English or whatever. So all the schools are going to have.
People get so upset about that when there's other language options.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Never understood that.
You know, here's
because even if we're worried about migrants and stuff like that,
Right.
or immigrants. We're worried about the illegals. Well, what about people visiting from another country or something?
right.
You know,
Breakman, it's
people
so
who are traveling maybe on vacation because it's a normal fucking thing.
right.
Just saying.
The English language thing kills me because every time somebody says, this is America, speak American. I'm like, you know what I always say?
This is America. We're a melting pot.
You know what I say to
Come from
them?
Other countries.
Right. This is my retort to them every single time. What's the official language of the United States? Can you please tell me? And can you please show me which law that is that everybody has to speak English here?
English is like one of the worst languages in the world because
It's
all
really-
its rules are completely and utterly trashy and arbitrary.
Yeah.
Well, we have words that are spelled the same and sound the same but mean different things.
Yeah, like flee and flee, for
Yeah.
example.
I mean, Japan is like kanji, and like a kanji can represent different things under different contexts, but that's a little different from having a word that's spelled exactly the same as another word. That has a different meaning.
Yeah, that law says it has to be displayed and that it has to be donated, not paid for by tax dollars. Oh man, that's so funny. But I love talking to people that say, speak American. Well, what's American? Oh, it's English. Oh, really? Which law does it say that I have to speak English in order to live here? Because I'd like to see it. And they look at me all weird, like I'm saying something super like bad to them. I'm like, just let me know which one is it, like which law, and then I'll start speaking purely English.
I speak Bernie.
You speak Bernie?
Yeah. I don't speak
Bernese. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's. Did I get everybody on break? Do you have any more Sweetos?
Yeah. No, that's it.
Eric, you already did yours. Mine is. It's almost time for us to go to Vegas. We'll be going the third week of September. So I don't know if you guys want to do a show that week, but I won't be able to do a show at all. During the show I'll be
I think
eating.
we should all take a vacation.
Yeah,
Wait,
we
what
can.
day is it?
It's the third week of September. So
23rd.
It sounds like Eric's already decided.
let me look at. I know
It'd be me
Eric's
by
like
myself.
yeah.
Third,
I mean,
the
you
third
could.
week of September would be
It
the
start like
18th
23rd.
through the 24th.
yeah, it would be the 23rd would be that show. So I mean, Break. Feel free to put something out if you want. Like if you want to do a rant by yourself or with Eric. But I'm definitely not going to be able to
No,
do
Eric's
that
already
show.
out. He's like,
Eric's like, nope, I'm not doing it.
He's already predicted he's gonna need quarantine that
yeah.
week.
He's already starting to get the
I'm
coughs.
going to be busy playing
Yeah.
Trails from Zero.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, maybe it is just good to take a break that month. Break, but feel free to put something out if you want to do a review or
If I think of something.
yeah, if you want to do something on your own and put it on there, feel free. Obviously, I mean, you're a third of the grinders, man. An hour of Break just playing his harmonica. I would probably quit grinders if that happened. Oh God, be the worst hour of my life. You know what? I would put a bad review myself of that if that
wait,
happened.
That comes the week out after. Never mind.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So here we go. Let's do the free for all and get the hell out of here. All right, this week's free for all. We're not going to have much time to do it, but I thought it was fairly interesting. I saw a video where they were talking about the PlayStation shovelware problem. Just a bunch of stuff that's on the PlayStation Store that is just there to get platinum trophies, pretty much. The solution's already there, in my opinion. I know the eShop has its issues with shovelware. But being on the PlayStation Store, I think the problem is pretty easily solved. They should have a separate section, right? You have a featured section, which people can pay advertising dollars to have their product featured on the page, and then you should have a separate section for shovelware, right? Or maybe an indie spotlight channel followed by a third tier kind of, if you guys want these games, they're here type deal. And if you want it featured, you pay money, So I don't think it's a hard problem to solve. You just have to be able to delineate what's a shovelware game as opposed to what is a quote unquote legit game. Huh? I don't think it could be that.
Distinguish. I think for me, like to solve this problem, just don't buy shovelware.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the easiest solution, but the problem is to wade through all that shovelware in order to get to some of the games. Break. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have,
with their sales, they usually save the shovelware, type of stuff, for the end of the sale listings, and then that's just before you get to the DLC.
Oh, that's a sick burn, Freak 5. Freak 5, that's a sick burn. He says it wouldn't be live breaks, wouldn't be able to connect to Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. His computer should say...
I booed him. But
yeah, his computer should say, oh, you aren't trying to use Skype. I guess I need to break something else.
I got an update on the Amazon EA situation. Apparently, they're not expecting to make a bid. So that was purely rumor, but it was like everything seems to have become true nowadays. So it's like you can never be too sure.
Hey, if Amazon bought EA and they kicked Kotick to the curb, I'd be okay with that.
That's Kotick is Activision.
Oh shit! I thought it was EA. Who's the EA piece of shit? He's another piece of shit. Most of them are. Most of these big time CEOs are fucking fuckers.
Like, I thought they'd cured or cleaned up the act at EA.
No.
Yeah, right.
EA's problem is that they over monetize everything. So their entire marketing team is full of shitheads.
Well, and crunch and a bunch of other gaming related problems.
The crunch has never ended. I was not being serious, obviously.
Yeah, right. So no, I think the problem is actually pretty easily solved. I think you just have a different section for it and say, look, if you want to come up with easy platinum games that aren't like serious easy games, then put them in this section. It costs less money, and we still get a cut of that money, and here you go.
And they have always having under $20 sales. Why not just make an under $20 section?
Yeah, I agree. Here's the under $20 section.
Quit calling them sales.
Well, no, Eric, because like I said, there are some games that are legit, and there are some games that aren't. I think Sony has to have a team of people that come together and say, look, this is what we constitute as a full game, and this is what we consider shovelware. And if you're in the shovelware part of things, you can appeal it. You can say this is the merits of my game, and then we'll have an independent review of it. And if we still find it's a binding legal thing. You're either here or you're not here, and it's up to you
or
whether
they just have a more rigorous approval process where games like Life of Black Tiger never ever show up on there.
Well, that's a quality issue. That's the thing, Eric. That's an actual game. You know what I'm saying? It's a shitty game.
It's like if the game runs, they'll say, okay, the game runs and apparently it won't crash when it boots, so we'll put it on the store. Okay.
What about more sorting options? Like I like the sorting options on the eShop.
And I think that's the essence of what a lot check is. Does the game not crash when you boot it up within the first 5 minutes? Okay, then your game goes up.
Yeah, I think that the QA department needs a say in it too. So it's not as simple as what I'm saying, but it is a simple problem to solve if you've got all the right pieces in place.
I just remember like Nintendo used to have on all their boxes the quality Nintendo insurance. Remember how fucking shitty there were Nintendo games there were?
Oh,
like shit
no
like
doubt.
Highlight and stuff like that.
No doubt.
There's always a lie.
Quality of approval. So I don't know. Like this has been a thing since forever.
I don't think it should be a quality.
Companies aren't really. They'll put stuff out. Whether it's
I think there should be some standards, right? If a game meets all these standards, then okay, good. It can be put over here. If it's not meeting all those standards, then it's going to be put in shovelware. Like in other words, if it takes you a half an hour to get a fucking platinum, I mean, really? I mean, is that a fucking game? A half an hour and you've got a platinum trophy? That's just a platinum grab. You know what I mean? So I think there's a definite section for those games if you choose to be a platinum whore. And then there's another section for actual gamers,
Why? I don't understand like the achievement whores and the platinum whores. Why?
I agree with you.
Like I said, I do it when I'm playing a game. I'm going after achievements because I enjoy the game and it gives me like something like a goal to do in the game. But when you're going out for your goal is to get the points themselves and just to make your score higher, I don't understand.
Oh, that's what I'm talking
doesn't
about.
Do anything.
That adds to a lot of the shovelware problem, Break, and that's why I'm saying like you have to be able to quarantine.
I bought games for the express purpose of getting achievements, but they're games I would enjoy playing anyway.
Yes, they're games that you actually enjoyed playing. Yes, they're not shovelware games.
Okay, I was about to throw you under the bus. It's good you clarified.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're games I would enjoy playing. So.
Yeah. Because
it's for me to play them again.
I'm with you, Break. I'd be like, Eric, please don't buy games that you want to get platinums just to raise your score. Okay, you don't need. There's no need, man. Let's.
I'm not gonna like tell those people they're wrong. Like it's your life. If that's what makes you happy, okay.
Who
but
cares
I just don't understand why?
Who cares how easy a platinum is? I agree with you, Freak5, but what I'm saying is put those games in a different section. If you want to waste five,
it's just another excuse for me to own as many versions of the game as possible.
Yeah.
So.
If you want to waste your money on platinum hunting, then feel free. But just let's have a different section for those games. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a delineating line. Like if your game is less than 5 hours or something, and it takes you literally an hour or less to get a platinum, is that really a game? Yeah, I agree with Wyland. I never cared about achievements or trophies either. That's not the point. It just clears up the store so that people that want to be serious and actually be a gamer, it gives them an opportunity to look through the catalog of games and buy something that's worth.
Now. We don't want them becoming a certain type of gamer.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just think it's dumb. I mean, and if you're listening to this and you're one of these people that just buys these $2, $3, $4, $5 games up to $10 just for platinums, you need to rethink that your reasoning for playing video games. It's just, I mean, you've got to reevaluate things. But
Yeah, I mean, I won't platinum a game or get max gamer score in a game if it's a game that just has an achievement or something. It's
the only real
to accomplish.
I think
like the Mega Man games with its Mr. Universe, where you have to get through the game without getting hit and dying.
I think the only legit platinum that I have on my gamer score is God of War, and I'm very proud of that because it was fucking hard to get. You know what I mean? Like that Valkyrie. The last Valkyrie was the hardest thing for me to fucking do, and I eventually did it.
On which order you fight the Valkyries in, that might be like the first one you fight.
No, it was the main, like the really hard one that you have to get after you get all the other Valkyries. Yeah. That's the one. And I mean, other than that, like I have no interest in getting platinums. It's not. I
had a much easier time fighting that version of Valkyrie when I replayed through the game on the PS5 with 60 FPS because I had additional equipment that made that fight easier.
Yeah.
But I still had a hard time fighting it though.
Yeah, that fucking Valkyrie's tough, man. We're all gamers. Let people game the way. I know. I agree, Freak 5. I'm not saying take away their gaming. Like, I'm just saying have a different section so I don't have to go through all those shovelware dumb non-games because they're not games, Freak 5. They're literally platinum grabs. That's all they are. Like literally put those in a different section and put the legit games, the stuff that people put a lot more energy into in a different section and longer.
Microsoft's not helping though because like they had a sale specifically that said Achievement Hunter sale.
Yeah, I know. All right, guys, we got to get out of here. Let's do our plug so we can eat. I think we're all getting I'm getting grumpy. I need to eat. So, Breakman.
Yeah, and I also am not telling people not to go after their higher scores and stuff like that. I'm just saying, like I've got almost 100,000 points on Xbox Live. What's that do for me?
It would be shit. Yeah, it would be one thing if Microsoft gave you like a free game after 100,000 or something. I mean, I guess that's.
I mean, I get I can't, like there is the Quest Pass thing with Game Pass where you get rewards for getting achievements.
Yeah, but those are certain achievements, I think, right? It's not not like not like you get 1,000.
There's special achievements that are separate from the game itself. Like sometimes, like the achievement is to just get an in-game achievement, or just to log in. But like it's like littler stuff usually.
Well, I can understand the reasoning behind that. Like if you have an MMO or something, and you're like, oh, we need you to log in. It's to log in so you could maybe buy something. I mean, it's just. I mean, I understand that, but whatever. Freak says, I'm going to plug Bernie's OnlyFans. It sounds like she wants to touch me below the belt.
Wait, how did you come up with that?
Because earlier she was saying she was going to knock him in his nards for something. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, I was still on the sniffing of the hair. So
Freak 5, nobody's saying that these people are gaming the wrong way. That's not, what I'm saying. You're just being a troll right now, Freak 5. Maybe we can record that for her to put. How dare you, Freak 5, you son of a bitch. That'd be a really quick. I mean, actually, that would be a lengthy one because she would have to get her what do you call that? Microscope set to the proper, 10 times, 50 times setting or whatever it is. But all right,
you gotta get them to stand perfully still.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta stand still.
And you gotta get it in there.
Like, right. Yeah. I mean that. I imagine. You said they were gaming the wrong. They're not gaming the wrong way, Freak 5. If I said that, that's not what I meant. He
said you were gaming the wrong way. Just you.
You said they. No, I mean that's. I mean, if you're just if you're buying those games just for platinums, I mean, are you even? I mean, what are you doing? I mean, I guess it's a hobby, but a different type of hobby than what I got. Anyways, all right.
I play games because I like playing games.
Right. Break. What?
'Cause I want a new experience, you know.
Right.
And sometimes I want that comfortable, familiar experience.
Right.
But I you know, it's immersive, and no other thing is immersive as a video game.
Right. Okay, break. Your plugs, please.
Me and Harmy, and our little concerto that we're apparently going to have.
I'm not looking forward to that, but okay, great.
But apparently, like all I've been getting is insults. Me and poor
Hey,
Harmy.
maybe instead of a show on that week, we could just do a Harmy dedication show.
All right, guys, let's go. Let's get out of here. What do you got, Break? What's your plugs? Quickly.
At RPGrinders on Twitter.
All right, Eric. Yeah. That's what I said. They're gaming the wrong way. Okay. I guess.
I got written reviews on BostonBestBrigade.com, and I've got the audio reviews on the feed. I didn't do anything this week, but I've been really tired and stressed out, so that's why I didn't touch it. And like when I get home, I'd rather just play a video game all night or whatever. But and I couldn't think of which one I wanted to tackle next, so that was another reason. But if you like either of those things and you want to support me, there's a link to my Patreon and my Twitter profile, which is at RPGrinders. You can go there. You can give me as little as $1 per month, or just whatever you want for a one-time donation. That would really help out. And if you don't think you are capable of doing that, maybe you could point someone into my direction. So there's that.
All right. Anything else, Eric?
Continue to stay safe. Get your vaccinations, and do all of the things you can to prevent yourself from getting COVID or whatever, anything else, really.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches. You can follow me on any of the consoles, RPGrinders or Frank Branches. I think either or will get there. Watch Orphan First Kill. It's a great movie, a great prequel, the greatest prequel I've ever seen, honestly. And play Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a real game for real gamers. And that's about all I got. Anything else, gentlemen? You're stupid, Breakman. You are exiled, Breakman. You're exiled. Just to let you know. Keep your prostate healthy, don't you?
From when UGG cheated him in the game that they played a long time ago.
How dare you, Eric? You're exiled too. Everybody got an exile today. Damn it! Kids better stay off my lawn. How dare you, freak butt? All right, that's about all I got. Stay safe this weekend. Till next week.
Actually,
we want to see you back here.
He just thought he did. So.
Yeah, I didn't cheat. Frank just beat himself.
How dare you? All right, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we're out. Later, everybody.
They're playing tic-tac-toe and Frank beat himself.
Dare you?
Not just once, though. This is like 10 years straight every day.
Are you choking over there, Break, or what's going on, man?
Oh, I was joking.
Oh,
I thought the cat had gone feral and clawed your throat.
clawed his nuts right in the middle of the street. Hey, everybody in chat, Freak5, thanks for coming. Scotoma, Wyland. Let me see if anybody else was in there. I think there were a few other people in there, lurkers. Ooh, quite a few. Alien Gathering. All roads lead to the farm. Boss Undy. That's a cool
If we
name.
make that RPGrinders RPG, one of the mini games should be stay off Frank's lawn.
How dare you, Eric? Commander Rude. Kitten Rescue was in there, and Sophia Fox 21. Thank you all for being in there. We'll see you guys next week.